if you have any queries and anything, please raise your hand after completion of your session. Meanwhile, if not, the question is not related to the topic, then anything related to technical aspects you can raise now. We are here to answer. Or any problems you are going to face, we are here to respond you, and we are here to solve that particular thing. Today, I have received one phone call in such a way that I have participated in quiz and other competitions, whatever you have given, except e-poster. But even then, I got the mail that your incomplete submission is there, complete that submission. But maybe that is due to technical error it came. It's not necessary that you have to participate all the competitions. Wherever you are interested, those competitions you can participate, because there are 3 different competitions are there. So majorly you can enjoy the Google Classroom platform, which is a very good platform. And you can see, means whatever in the classroom also, everyone now assignments and everything we are posing over there. And the questions are also going to be conducted through that by connecting the link, which is prepared by the Google Forms and everything. So now the world is digitalized. We are enjoying the digitalized world in a new model, online sessions. Okay. In these unfavorable conditions also, we are making it favorable. In which way we can learn the things. So we are learning a lot of things if we think it properly. Unknowingly we are knowing, means necessity is the mother of invention. The necessity is making everyone to learn a lot of things. Okay. So I hope everyone are enjoying our sessions, and today is very good session, especially it's a wonderful when you see at present pandemic situation, what is going on, everything. Okay. Sheena, shall we?
Yes, madam.
Shall we start?
Yes, madam. It's 2 minutes.
Start already. We started the YouTube live. I think we can start.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Now, Sheena, you can start. Then.
Okay, madam. Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to the Arogya Rakshak Pharma Series 1. Today is the last series of our session, and today with us we have Dr. Guru Prasad sir, and he is an eminent personality. And today sir will be discussing about drug discovery for COVID-19. With this, I welcome Dr. B. Bhavani Madam, Principal and Professor, Koringa College of Pharmacy, to address our today's guest. Over to you, ma'am. Madam, please unmute yourself, madam.
Yeah, it's my pleasure and honor to invite our sir. We are the student of our sir, and it's very, I never thought that a good chance will come like this platform where I can interact my sir. It's a time for me to introduce my sir to everyone. Thank you, thank you. Here, Dr. Guru Prasad Mohanta. He is the experience of 32 years in the field of teaching and research. He served as a technical officer, essential drugs and medicines for the WHO India country over the 2 years program in the management of administration. And he has a tremendous expertise in the field of research. He has supervised many projects in a prominent organizations mixing with CSIR, WHO, UGC. He has guided number of the students for his PhD, for the completion of the PhD for the students, and again 5 more, and number of students are there, still they are running their work. He has published number of papers, international journal and national wise, and popular articles are published. And he is the author of so many books, and he contributed a very personal, a column in such a way. Here, he supervised CSIR research fellowship for the project on tumor-specific targeting of anti-cancer drugs, and he supported he supported and completed that estimation of medicine requirement projects and antimicrobial resistant campaign targeting project, and also Health Action International Asian Pacific funded projects on antimicrobial use in public hospitals as a principal investigator, and he supervised the ICMR Senior Research Fellowship for the project on bioavailability enhancement of albendazole for the effective treatment of parenteral stages of human and veterinary helminthes. And he completed, means he successfully done a number of projects. In such a project, one tremendous one is development of new erythromycin derivatives under UGC and ICMR funded projects. And he contributed a personal column, Know Your Medicine, in fortnight supplement of New Indian Express for 4 years. That is 2004 to 2008. And he's the main author for the number of the textbooks, especially the textbook of pharmacovigilance and what everyone knows about the medicine, and textbook on clinical research, a guide for aspiring professionals, and textbook of forensic pharmacy for the students and professionals, and handbook of medicine for the pharmacist, and number of books such as physical pharmacy practical text and pharmaceutics practical manual, so on. Sir, you tremendous, because the books and everything is so on to go. It's the page, one page full of books are there. He's the author of the books, and safe use of medicine. He's the co-author of the particular book, and responsible use of the medicine, like that. And he has given number of radio talks, especially on ORS and zinc in the pediatric diarrhea, especially in Puducherry. And he's the main resource person and given a number of guest lectures, especially on a rational use of medicine, pharmacoeconomics, pharmacovigilance, pharmacy practice, medicine management, regulatory issue, clinical research, etc. And 152 lectures delivered in various forums, national and international wise. He attended number of conferences, both nationally and internationally. His expertise invited for the number of symposiums and number of conferences, especially on pharmacovigilance. And he has taken a number of roles in administrative offices, and he acknowledged the contribution of FIP workshop, and he is recipient of WHO support, and he acknowledged the WHO document developing the pharmacy practice, a focus on patient care, and he's a reviewer of so many publications and so on. So especially, you know, he's a resource person. So for the so many drug management and pharmacoeconomics and rational use of the drugs. And he visited number of countries, Australia, UK, Switzerland, Kenya, Turkey, Singapore, Ethiopia, Malaysia, Japan, Netherlands, Belgium, Italy, Brazil, Dubai. And he has a number of professional affiliations. He is a member of International Society of Pharmacoeconomics and Outcome Research, Life Fellow of Institution of Chemists, Life Member of Indian Society of Technical Education, Associate Life Member of Indian Hospital Pharmacist Association, Life Member of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, and so on. Sir, it itself shows how passionate you are towards the profession, and how much means you are enthusiastic to know a lot of wonderful things and share those things to the students. So it is, it's my, means I'm feeling very happy to invite you on this session. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Should I start?
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sir, good evening, Guru Prasad, sir. Thank you very much to accept our invitation. Before your section, I want to tell you one good news to all the participants too, sir. Today,
Please.
a historical day, because Bhavani is nominated as a executive committee member for JNTU Kakinada. Today only she received. But this very golden moment share with you, sir. This is a very historical day, because every teacher is very happy when the students are in top. That day is today, because it is a historical day of Bhavani, because the golden moment share with you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. All participants, please congratulate the madam to become to nominated as a executive committee member JNTU Kakinada. Thank you, sir. Thank you for proceeding, sir. Thank you, sir.
Should I start?
Okay,
Sir,
sir.
you can start, and you can start sharing your screen, sir.
We'll share the screen. Let me speak. Okay. So sharing. I have to go for sharing screen, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Share screen.
Share screen basic. I have to close this now.
నడిపిస్తారు మాకు దిక్కెవరని చెప్పి ప్రజలందరూ ఎదురు చూస్తుంటే మరి రాజన్న బిడ్డ జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు రావడం జరిగింది. ఆ జగనన్న ఎండనక వాననక చల్లనక మరి ఏ విధంగా ప్రజల్లో తిరుగుతూ ప్రజల పోరాటాలు చేస్తూ ప్రజలకు అండగా ఉన్నాడో మనం చూసాం. ప్రజలంతా కూడా రాజన్న పరిపాలన మళ్ళీ రావాలి అని అందరూ కూడా ఈరోజు జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారిని తిరుగులేని మెజారిటీతో ముఖ్యమంత్రిని చేశారు. ఇది ప్రతి ఒక్క వైఎస్ఆర్ అలాగే జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారి అభిమాని విజయం అని నేను చెప్పగలను. ఎందుకంటే ఏ నమ్మకంతో అయితే జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారిని ముఖ్యమంత్రిని చేసుకున్నారో ఈ రోజు ఆ నమ్మకాన్ని బొమ్మ చేయకుండా మరి రాజన్న బిడ్డగా జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు ఈ రాష్ట్రం పరిపాలించిన విధానం చూసి దేశమంతా తిరిగి చూసేలా ఉంది.
Some news is coming. What I have to do? Return to meeting.
Sir, we are not able to see anything, sir. If you start share the screen.
Yes, screen is on, but I'm not able to get it. Screen is here only.
Okay.
So in the bottom we have share screen.
Yes, sir. Once again, click that share screen.
Yes.
Next, select the window, sir. From basic, you can select the basic screen or
A
window.
screen. It is shown screen.
Screen, and downside you
And-
can see the blue color button share.
Blue color button share. No.
You have selected the screen, sir. Just select the screen.
Shall I click it?
Yes, sir. You have to click that.
Okay, click.
Sir. Okay, sir. We can. Yes, sir. We can see. Why do you need new drugs?
Yes. You are able to see.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
I am
We
not-
can now. We can.
But I am not able to see.
Sir, from first slide you can start, sir.
Okay. Now you are able to see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everyone can see now. Drug discovery for COVID.
Yes. So, friends, it's a great pleasure for me for two things. One is I'm not very good in this technology. And when your principal, Professor Bhavani, called me, sir, will be interested. I said, I do all these things. You are able to hear me?
Yes, sir, we are hearing.
You are able to hear me.
Yeah, we are hearing. Yes, sir.
You are able to hear me. So I said, I am very much interested to participate in this webinar, but I do not know the technology. And she said, sir, we'll help you to learn. And she really trained me how to do it. I'm very happy on that. And second occasion is when we see our students growing up in the field. And this morning she told me that she has been nominated for the executive council of this JNTU Kakinada. I was feeling very happy, and my congratulations to her. Friends, you are able to hear, no? Hello?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
sir. Audible.
You are able to hear.
Yeah. Sir, maximize the
Audible.
screen. Maximize it.
Maximize it. Okay. You know, I'll
Yeah.
tell a small story before going into this drug discovery for COVID-19. The story is two friends, very thick friends, studied together, completed graduation successfully, and joined a company. So, you know, study from the beginning and joining the same company, lot of happiness among these two. But what happened down the line after 2 years, one fellow get elevated and one fellow did not. The person who did not get elevated, did not get promotion, got frustrated. He said, I do my work so sincerely. I never even go for a cup of tea. Always I am on the table and I do my work whatever assigned to me. But this boss is partial. This boss did not recognize my service and it is not a place for me to continue here. So with all this frustration, anguish, he went to his boss with the resignation letter that I am quitting. Boss listened him very carefully, very patiently, and asked him to sit. And they told, anyway, you plan to leave. This is your liberty. I have a little work still left out. Can you complete this and go? He said, yes. When I have worked for 2 years, another little work is no issue. Then he said, can you just find out, is there anybody who is selling watermelon in the city? He took his scooter, went, after 15 minutes come back, told yes, one person is selling watermelon. Then the boss asked, how much a kilo? Then again he took his scooter, went, find out and came back. It is 13 rupees 50 paisa per kilo. Then he called the other person who was recently promoted, asked the same question, can you find out, is there anybody who is selling watermelon in the city? He said yes. He went there, but he did not come back immediately. And after 30 minutes or so, he came back. And when he came back, he asked same question, how many people are selling? Only one person is selling, he replied, and the rate is 13 rupees 50 kilo. And he has the stock for next 20 days. And he has a field where he gets these fruits. And this is the rate. And he agreed to give us at a competitive rate of 10 rupees per kilo if we make a deal. And if we make a deal for next 20 days, our profit margin will go up from this to this. And he has beautifully written in an Excel sheet all this calculation. And with this, the friend who got frustrated, who got dejected, understood the difference between working of the two persons. See, sometimes we get frustrated because somebody gets promotion, somebody does not get. And why we get frustrated? We think that we are doing our duty. Yes, if we are doing our duty, if for that we are already paid. Our wages are paid because we are doing our duty. But if we want a reward, we need to go beyond this duty. Duty alone does not give us the reward. So the first person was just doing his duty. But the second person was he is working for the company. If you say, I do my duty, then you get only the wages. If we work for the institution, If we work for the organization as a whole, we get reward with time. So what happens is everybody looks for extra. Even when you go for buying something in the supermarket, you look at which brand is offering 1+1, 1+ this free, that free, and you look for all those things. Why? Because everyone wants this extra. This may be a marketing gimmick here, but in the company, the people who work for the company, who do these sorts of work, they are valued. So why I congratulate you now, all of you. Even in this lockdown period, you are here for this webinar. Why? Because you want to acquire something extra. And I wish you all success and congratulate you. Let me come now to the subject with this background. You know, it took some time. So nobody was new when it was only called coronavirus. It was only called coronavirus, but there are many coronavirus. They are not able to even name this virus and the disease. It took some time for them because it is a new novel coronavirus, and the disease is new. And this disease is COVID-19. And the whole world, more than 210 countries. The people in America, Italy, Spain, UK, they are in fact have more sufferings, more death compared to our country. I'm not going into why it happens and how it happens, but the COVID has affected all of us. And we are in desperate need of two things. One is we want a medicine to treat. But friends, medicine, where from it will come? Because this virus is new. This virus is new. And virus cultivation is more difficult than the bacteria. So to know this virus and how we can combat this virus, it requires some time to learn, to understand. While bacterial disease, it is little easy because we do have the antibiotics. Then what we need is a vaccine. If we have the vaccine, we can spread further infection. But nothing is visible or expected in near future. And all that what we are talking, this is only a intelligent guess by the people. So why do we need new drug? This is in general nothing to do with the COVID. The biggest threat we have been facing in this world is antimicrobial resistance. You know, after the human threat, you know, we have the many threats. The first is human terrorism. And after the human terrorism, it is the antimicrobial resistance. That is the threat. The antibiotics become ineffective. Second is we are living longer. If we see in India, at the time of independence, our average lifespan was less than 40 years. And now we are living about 70 years of age. So our elderly populations are increasing, and with increasing elderly population, our need for medicine also increases, different types. And many new diseases, Zika virus, chikungunya, dengue, COVID. Dengue is so long with us, but still we have not found a medicine for dengue. And now, of course, we have the COVID-19. And second is, no medicine is ideal. Every medicine has its own side effect or adverse effect. So always there is a chance of improvement. And that is how we move for a new medicine. There are different types of approaches. how one should go for a drug discovery. There are many ways we go. One is first we identify a target where the drug should go and work is called the gene-based molecular mechanism. Then we find the drug design based on the drug receptor mechanism. This is your computer-aided drug designing, chemical modification of the known drug, screening of known products, many natural products we have. We screen them, biotechnology and cloning, fixed dose combinations. Sometimes we mix two or more drugs together. And now the new thing has come is artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is, if we look at the future of the job perspective, we find two things. One is use of artificial intelligence. The other is the data analytics. If we have these two, any of these two, if we are qualified, if we are trained, if we acquire competency on these, nothing can stop us from going. And the last one that for which we are now looking for is repurposing old drug. And why we are looking for repurposing an old drug at this moment for COVID-19 is if we want to start any of the above methods, if we want to start for a COVID-19, it will take 10 to 15 years. This is the minimum period required for a drug development. We do not have that time. So what we have already, the data is already available with us, and we don't need to do all those experiments. We can directly go for clinical trial, and that is why we have called repurposing old drugs, and that is what now whole world is trying. So these are I am not sure whether how visible it is. The stages of drug discovery, and it starts from pre-discovery, discovery, preclinical, then clinical, and after clinical, it comes to the market. So what happened is for any drug, we require the preclinical data, that is the data on animal experimentation. The first, from the animal experimentation, we learn two things, that the drug is effective and the drug is safe. And if we assure that animal experimentation shows us that drug is effective, the drug is safe, then we ask with those data to the drug control authority to give us permission to do the clinical trial. So now we have the clinical trials. So this clinical trial is done at 4 phases. Phase 1, based on the safety and efficacy data on animal experimentation, we ask permission to the drug control authority to give us permission to do human experimentation. And this human experimentation is called the clinical trial. So first it is done on healthy volunteers. And once in the healthy volunteers, it shows we actually in the healthy volunteer testing, we fix the dose based on the pharmacokinetic data. We fix the dose, what should be the dose for phase 2 study. Phase 2 study is done in limited number of patients, very small number of patients. And once it crosses the phase 2, we ask permission for phase 3, because permission is not given at one stroke. Permission is given stepwise based on the data. There may be many drugs which have come up to phase 1 and it gets stopped. It can come up to phase 2, then it gets stopped. It can come phase 3, then it can get stopped. So page wise it comes. Once the phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3 is complete, the government or the drug control authority gives permission to market a drug. Once drug is marketed, the responsibility of the pharmaceutical company or the research company who has marketed is not complete. They complete, then it's called phase 4. And phase 4, many people think phase 4 is post-marketing surveillance. Post-marketing surveillance, just one component of phase 4. So important thing is ethical and legal requirements. See, most of the clinical research books available in Indian market, they are of foreign origin. So since they're foreign origin, they always write that FDA, Food and Drug Administration, is the licensing authority. But for us, we don't have FDA at the central level. So we have is Central Licensing Authority or Drug Controller General India, who permits for clinical trial. And then we have the Ethics Committee. Ethics Committee, there are different types of Ethics Committee. And if you see the earlier books, the ethics committees are different, because now we have the new rule, clinical trial rules, and this ethics committee is different. So ethics committee for clinical trial and bioequivalency study is one type of ethics committee. The another type of ethics committee is ethics committee for biomedical health research. So we need to get the ethics committee approval and the licensing approval from the Drug Control General of India before starting. So this is the article I have written recently, and it appeared on April 17th, last month, just a month before, in pharmabiz.com, drug research for COVID-19, a challenging task. So throughout the world, people have been trying, researchers, academic institutions, pharmaceutical laboratories, they're all working, but with this short time, it's not possible to give the full view of what is going on around the globe. But the most important trial, the currently going on, is called Solidarity Trial. And we are talking, or my presentation is mostly based on the Solidarity Trial. This trial is launched by World Health Organization, most credible organization in United Nations. This Solidarity Trial launched on 18th March 2020. See, more than 100 countries are participating, including India. More than 100 countries. And normally what happened is, when any clinical trial we do, always our first preference is double blind, randomized clinical trial. Double blind, randomized clinical trial. Blind we do to remove the biasness, and randomized we do so that there will be no bias either on the process or in the investigator's mind. And usually, though our regulation do not encourage placebo control, but placebo control is worldwide used as gold standard. And here we do not use the placebo control, because we cannot keep the patient who is participating in the trial just to a minute. Sorry. So this is neither a double blind nor a placebo control. because placebo control means an inert material we are giving, not giving any treatment to the patient, but patient will not know that patient is giving only a placebo. So here we have the 5 alternatives that are tested in solidarity trial, and the standard care means in absence of any medicine, what care usually to be given, that should be the reference standard. So as on date, 5 hospitals are approved in India, and we plan to make it to 20. And out of this 5, 2 are from Ahmedabad, 1 from Chennai, 1 from Jodhpur, and 1 from Bhopal. National AIDS Research Institute is the coordination center. National AIDS Research Institute, this is an institute of Indian Council of Medical Research, and the sample size, means the patient size, should be at least 1,500. That is what is anticipated, and with this background, India agreed to do this trial. So 4 protocol means the 4 types of treatment are being tested here: remdesivir, lopinavir and ritonavir, hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine, lopinavir, ritonavir with interferon beta 1A. These are the 4 plus 1, that is the standard care. So these treatments are compared with the standard care, and data or the success is measured in terms of recovery, in terms of number of days stayed in the hospital. So why only these 4 protocols are chosen by World Health Organization? Based on the study evidence available, they find most likely these 4 may work, and safety data is already available earlier studies, because these are not new molecules. And that point is, in case we find that out of 4 some is useful or effective, there should be availability of immediately these medicines for use throughout the globe. So now we'll go one by one all these 4 protocols. And this remdesivir is perhaps most widely acclaimed as a prospective drug molecule. This is an antiviral compound developed earlier for the treatment of Ebola. But unfortunately, this was given and it did not show any result against the Ebola, though it was developed. So how it works? It works by inhibiting the key enzyme responsible for viral replication, RNA polymerase, which helps in virus multiplication. Animal testing has shown it reduces the virus load in lung tissue of mice infected with MERS coronavirus. So that is why we don't say it is corona. Actually, for common man it is corona, because the SARS virus is also corona, MERS virus is also corona, but we are talking only for corona common languages. So we should talk only about COVID. Then the second group is HIV medicines. These medicines are approved, lopinavir and ritonavir are approved and currently in use for HIV treatment. The in vitro clinical studies have shown some effectiveness of this combination against the coronavirus. This is number 2. Then number 3, again, this chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine, especially the hydroxychloroquine has got more momentum because the United States of America President Trump says hydroxychloroquine works. It is the Sanjeevani, it is the main medicine for, and now just a day or two before, he openly said, I have been taking hydroxychloroquine. So let us look into this chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine. These are broad spectrum antiviral activity they have found in SARS, but they are trying, not yet known. But though they found some experiments that it is effective against the COVID organism is SARS-CoV-2. But the dose required at this moment is very, very high, and it could be potentially toxic. In China, they have done a trial, of course, with limited number of patients, and they said it works in reducing the recovery time. Chloroquine showed encouraging results in vitro testing, but no clinical trial has been done. So this hydroxychloroquine, actually, though it is initially it's a malaria medicine, we no longer use this for malaria medicine. If you see our malaria policy, how we should treat a malaria patient, you do not find this hydroxychloroquine. But chloroquine is still there, but not the hydroxychloroquine. In vitro laboratory investigation has shown non-specific antiviral activity, non-specific, but at a very high micromolar concentration, at a very high concentration. So we have, but there are some trial in different places, and these trial results are conflicting in nature. ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, has permitted to use for prophylaxis as a preventive for frontline health workers. But friends, moment ICMR said and the Trump says, people have started taking hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine vanished from the pharmacy. Everybody started either keeping as a stock or started popping up as a preventive medicine. And it so happened many doctors died because they have just used the hydroxychloroquine and they did not think of that this hydroxychloroquine is contraindicated and it should not be used in certain patients, especially those who have the cardiovascular problem, because it increases the QT interval. You know, the arrhythmia will increase, and that has caused many doctors' death, not the coronavirus. So, based on this, I wrote this article that the world is searching for Sanjeevani of COVID, and the people are misusing the hydroxychloroquine. People are misusing the hydroxychloroquine, and I have just related to the Sanjeevani of Ramayana, where during the war between Sri Ram and Ravana, Lakshmana was wounded, became unconscious, and they wanted medicine. And this Hanuman went to in search of Sanjeevani and could not locate Sanjeevani, and he brought the whole mountain. So next we'll see the two antiviral medicine which are used for HIV, lopinavir and ritonavir, and with them, this third agent is added. Third agent, interferon beta. Interferon beta is also available in the market. It is used for a long time. Lopinavir and ritonavir is used for a long time. It is an approved drug for HIV treatment. So in that approved drug, this interferon beta is. So this interferon beta regulates the inflammation in the body and is known to accelerate the virus clearance from the body and also reduces the level of inflammatory proteins. It is tested in Mars. At this moment, the trial is going on. This Middle East respiratory syndrome against this virus, the test is being done in Saudi Arabia. So sometimes some of the scientists are telling, why should we start with all these hydroxychloroquine, remdesivir, ritonavir, lopinavir? Why can't directly we first give the interferon? Because we know that inflammation occurs in the lungs and we can first try with interferon. Anyway, there are different, it is only the opinion. The clinical trial result should tell us what is the evidence. So, the basic philosophy of any treatment is do no harm. The treatment may not do good, but do no harm. This is from this time immemorial when the father of modern medicine, Hippocrates, said. So do no harm. So now the next question comes is, if we have the medicines ready, yes, a company has discovered the medicine. If a company has discovered the medicine, fantastic, we are very happy, we are excited, but can we afford it? A company, couple of years back, found a cure for hepatitis C. We have vaccines for hepatitis A and B. We don't have vaccine for hepatitis C. So whoever gets hepatitis C, for them no cure, and they will get, and the death is certain. This company, Gilead Bioscience, discovered the medicine. Very effective this medicine is. But you know how much it charged in the beginning? It charged $1,000 for a tablet. Remember, $1,000 for a tablet. Even the American insurance companies said we cannot offer hepatitis C treatment. So having medicine is of no use unless who needs it get. Friends, something we say for medicine. When you want to buy something, anything other than medicine, who decides? It is you who decides. You want to buy a telephone, you want to buy a smartphone, you want to buy a PC, you want to buy a laptop, you decide which brand to buy because you are paying. On the other hand, it is the medicine who needs does not decide. Who needs? The patient needs, but the patient does not decide which one to buy. Somebody else is deciding. Who? The doctor who is deciding, the pharmacist who is deciding which medicine you should buy. And for their decision, they are paid. So medicine is a remarkable scenario. So having medicine but not able to get the medicine is not appropriate. Everybody has a right to live, right to live, and health is a fundamental right. Though we do not have, so far, not made a constitutional change to make health as a fundamental right, but government plans it to make in 2021 when we are reaching 2021. The government plans to make a constitutional amendment making health as a fundamental right, like what we have made the food as a fundamental right. It was not there earlier. So look at this discovery scenario. Remdesivir is showing very, very promising result at this moment, and the company Gilead is playing with this molecule. Whole world is thinking whether we'll get this medicine if it is found to be effective. And World Health Organization has come forward asking that all the discoveries, invention for COVID, this nobody should claim as a personal property. This should be the property of the people of this. Friends, we have a scientist. I do not know whether you do remember. We have we call our country free from polio. And the scientist who discovered this polio vaccine, did not claim for a patent. People have asked him, go for patent. You can earn this, that, so many things. He said, whatever I have invented only from this. Nothing I have brought which is outside this globe. All the materials of this globe are the people's material. And that is why we could see that the world becomes free of polio now, because polio vaccine was made available free. He did not claim. But this company now, see, first it has tried to get a orphan drug status. Orphan drug status means it applied to its US FDA. Orphan drug status means no price will be controlled. No price will be controlled. But there was a lot of pressure. The activists have, so they have, the company has withdrawn the application. Then it has also got the patent, in US patent 2019 and Indian patent in 2020. So since patent, nobody can make this unless the company permits. And so happened, this remdesivir, when this molecule is developed, US has spent a lot of public money to the tune of 70.5 million US dollars. But the company claimed patent only in company's name. Fortunately, but this will not really made affordable or accessible at this moment. Signing agreement with the three companies at this moment, Cipla, Jubilant, and Hetero, that Gilead wants to give them permission to market, manufacture and market. But still, it is beyond many, many people. So this is the need of the technology full of vital importance. That is, the whole mankind is searching for this COVID-19 cure. And if someone gets the cure, should not make it as a monopoly. So we have a solution, should not get a monopoly. See, this is published in the newspaper. And now there is one more thing people are now talking is convalescent plasma, that the patient who have recovered, collect the plasma from these patients and give these to the patient who are severely ill. And this logic is very, very simple and understandable. We have the two types of, in the immunity. One is active immunity, the other one is passive immunity. Active immunity, we stimulate the body either natural way or artificially to produce antibodies. This is called active immunity. Passive immunity, we make these antibodies outside and push into the patient body, and this works in that principle. If a patient gets infected, patient will develop the antibodies, and once the patient recovers, these antibodies are collected and infused into the patient who were severely ill. This clinical trial is also in progress. Friends, we are coming to an end. So communication can go wrong. I have talked so many things. I'm not sure how you understood me. And for a teacher, the first thing is that my students should properly understand me. If they don't understand me, the situation may come like this. And if we really want to combat this coronavirus, this COVID-19, the first thing is to avoid the personal contact, like shaking hands, this, that, and we should adopt our Indian way of greeting people. Thank you very much for your patience and understanding. And I profusely thank Professor Bhavani and also Naveen, who helped me to learn all these things, and the college management for giving me an opportunity to learn this technology and to share my understanding about the COVID-19, how we are moving towards a cure. Thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. It is very useful to my students and who are participants from different colleges.
And I would love to answer few queries if people ask me, even if it may not be related. One thing, let me tell one more sentence. Friends, your principal, Professor Bhavani, told so many things about me. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a teacher. I'm just a teacher, and I love talking to my students. So if you have any query, even related to other than the pure science, including your career, I would love to talk to you. Okay, Naveen.
Yeah, wait, sir. The question. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Wait.
if it comes, it will be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Sir, Sheena.
Sir, there is one person who has raised their hand, sir.
Yes.
Khalil,
Huh?
we have unmuted you so you can ask your question.
No doubts. Nice explanation.
Hello.
Hello, Naveen.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, ask the question properly.
Sir, what is the difference between hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine?
Nothing here. This is another group, chemically modified. Chloroquine is the original molecule. We have modified it to hydroxychloroquine. We haven't given the hydroxy group. This is the, but
Both are
with that,
anti-malarial drugs.
pardon?
Both are anti-malarial drugs, no, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Initially, it was made for anti-malaria only, but later hydroxychloroquine is not used for anti-malaria as anti-malarial medicine, and some countries they are using for travelers hydroxychloroquine for protecting if they want to go to the malaria pandemic area. They are taking as a preventive measure for malaria. In
Okay,
India,
sir.
we are not using.
Thank you, sir.
So there is another person who has raised their hand, Aparna Suryamani.
Yes, Aparna.
Aparna, you can
Good
ask
evening,
your
sir.
question.
Hello. Am I audible,
No?
sir?
Please tell me.
Good evening, sir. Thank
Good
you very
evening.
much for this wonderful session, sir. Sir, we are being lifted lockdown nowadays. Is there any possibility for an increase in the infection? The infection rate may increase, no, sir?
See, we must understand that the thing is, first thing it is a new virus. You know, when initially it was called as novel coronavirus, it is a new virus. So very little is known about this virus, and what is not known is a very, very big thing we do not know. Number two, the infection will increase, decrease, nobody can predict. These are all mathematical modeling which they are trying to extrapolate from other coronavirus. Third thing is, we have undergone this lockdown. There could be many reasons why we went through this process of lockdown. The process of lockdown, to my understanding, is that our health infrastructure is not adequate for a pandemic. So had we not restricted ourselves, the number of patients would have been so high that difficult to manage. So by lockdown,
Yes, sir.
we have brought down this number, and during this months of lockdown period, we had enough time to build our infrastructure, to gear up ourselves, and we learn things how to treat these patients. And
Yes, sir.
it is very difficult to tell. This is only the projections.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, there is another question.
Sure.
Is any basic methods for the selection of repurposing drugs for the treatment of COVID exclude its anti-malarial property?
Do repeat.
Is any basic methods for the selection of repurposing drugs
Yes.
for the
See,
treatment of
the
COVID?
repurposing drugs, actually at this moment, there are several drugs are under consideration and trial. I have just told because this is the World Health Organization trial and probably more credible trial. And the basic purpose is people are looking from different angle this virus. So how we can put this virus from multiplying. Some are looking at how we can eliminate them as quickly as possible from the body. And some even looking for how we can increase the immunity of the body. Say, for example, this interferon is looking where it is affecting lungs. Lungs, there is inflammation. So this is an anti-inflammatory. So like that, different points people are thinking how to combat this coronavirus growth, its spread. So basic purpose is killing virus is not easy. See, we have HIV. How long? Probably from 1980s. Now maybe 20, 40 years. But we did not find a cure. We did not find a cure. But we found a mechanism how to combat them. We cannot have a cure for HIV, but we have the mechanism, we have the tools, we have the HIV drugs to combat it. Means we prevent it further progression. It can happen for our COVID-19 organism also.
Any other questions?
Sir, there is a question from CH Satya, sir. He's asking
Okay.
what is the importance of convalescent plasma in the treatment of COVID-19?
Yes, this logic is very understandable compared to all other, because now we have a virus inside. We are giving something which is antivirus. So whenever we get infected, any infection, all these infective agents or infectious agents, whatever we call, these infective agents increases in production of antibodies. Because they act as antigens, they increase the production of antibodies. So now in this plasma therapy, we collect these antibodies from the recovered patient. And we are giving these antibodies to the patient so that there will be antigen antibody reaction, and these antibodies should be able to destroy, to neutralize these antigens. But normally always it should do, the antibodies, from what source we collect. If we see diphtheria, diphtheria, once upon a time it was killing. Now of course we have the vaccine DPT and all. In 1901, a scientist has utilized this principle to treat diphtheria, and for which, so that is why we call him as the father of the plasma therapy. And this scientist was awarded Nobel Prize those days, and maybe a couple of years back he just passed away, the scientist. So this is, it works, but to what extent it will work, because it is from outside. So we have not yet tested their ability. And now some of the scientists has gone one step ahead, that why we have to get it from the patient. Why can't we cultivate this? Means they are doing the experiment or the research. Now they are giving this to the horse, coronavirus. So the horse will develop the antibody if the horse does not die, or horse will be given at a lower dose. So from there, these antibodies will be recovered. Of course, again, the whole process will go clinical trial process. and if it succeeds, that will save the life. That is what we have now. You know, if somebody suddenly get tetanus, the vaccine will not help. What will help is ATS, anti-tetanus serum. So that is an antibody preparation. Hope I have I've tried to clarify.
Sir, there is another
This is
question.
also clinical trial. Yes, madam.
There is another question, sir.
Yes, please.
Are there any artificial intelligence utilization examples in COVID-19?
To my knowledge, I have not explored into all these things at this moment because maybe they are using to find. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay, sir.
I
And
have no
there
idea.
is also another question, sir. They are asking, what are the efforts that are being put forward for drug development?
No, these are all efforts. Only the clinical trials. Because if we want to make from the beginning to end, it will take 15 years. By this time, half of the world will be no more. So that is why we are trying to explore the old molecules, if any old molecule will be available, which may come within 3 to 4 years.
Okay, sir, we are having certain people who have raised their hands, sir.
Sure.
Fani Kumar, sir.
Sir,
Yes, please.
yeah. The
Fani
question
Kumar,
is,
sir, we have unmuted you, sir. You
The-
please unmute yourself.
yeah,
Madam.
Shena,
Madam.
Shena, just
Madam.
Yeah, it is able.
just wait. You ask these three questions. Funny sir is going to talk now. Just wait.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Okay, madam.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Why
Please go ahead.
Yeah, why Ayurveda drugs are not recognized for this COVID, sir?
See, it is not this whether it is Ayurvedic drug or it is homeopathic drug or it is Siddha drug or it is modern our allopathic drug. Nothing like that. Thing is, we are desperate. Anybody gives a promising cure, it will be tested. It will be tested as clinical trial. We cannot accept it as a remedy. Whatever now we'll get, it can be only a prospective candidate.
Okay, sir. Okay.
It is not,
Hmm.
even if Ayurvedic something comes, the government will accept, everybody will accept.
Oh, yes, sir.
But the problem with some of the things that we don't understand about the Ayurvedic drugs is the traditional medicine of China is acceptable, have better acceptability and visibility in the world compared to the India Ayurvedic medicine, because we are yet to make consistent product. This time my Ayurvedic product looks like this. When next batch comes, it may not be exactly same, but somehow the China has standardized the process to that extent. They don't have much differences.
Another question, sir.
Yes.
Chinese drug Lotus Qingwen capsules is good for coronavirus if the people are not critical. Is it true?
No, China also has no cure. China has also no cure. If China has cure, why people would have died?
Yes, sir.
It is all intelligent guess. Okay, people are dying. Try this. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, nothing. Anyway, he is dying.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, people are dying. Try this. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work,
Is there any other questions, Sheena?
Yes, madam, there is a one question. Recent studies shows that COVID damages endothelial cells of blood vessels which are supplying blood to lungs. It also causes blood clots. So is there any drug that stops the endothelial cell damage or clots that can help somewhere?
see, we have this is just it has come. That initially it was the breathing difficulty and the lung inflammation. Now it is coming that there is a blood clot and all. This is the next theory has come, but this theory is yet to get established, and still few more people should do study, and mostly this theory has come from the pathological study of the dead people's lungs. And so it is yet to get a recognition that this is the cause of the death in COVID. That is yet to get recognition.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know
Thank you.
whether you know this. Some of you probably may know this. You know, all the day what we have, we do believe, majority, if you see the old books, the peptic ulcer in our stomach is caused by, what we have learned is, high acidity in the stomach.
Yes.
And what was our belief? Because nothing can survive in the acidity of the stomach. And when one scientist came, he told it is not the acidity which causes, it is a bacteria which is causing. The world did not believe him. World did not believe him. And people say nothing in this high acidity of the stomach, nothing survive. How a bacteria will survive and it will be there to cause this peptic ulcer. But he was sure that this, being a pathologist, he was examining the specimen of all the patients. One day he found this bacteria present. And then he continued his research, and finally he is convinced that it is the bacteria, but the world was not believing. And he cannot do the experiment also. To whom he will give this bacteria and say, take this bacteria, we'll see whether the peptic ulcer is coming to you or not. So what he did, you know, the scientist, Australian scientist, the medical pathologist, microbiologist rather, drank a glass of this bacteria to prove the world, see, I drank this bacteria and that bacteria has caused me ulceration. Then only people believe. So the scientists have now come out with certain ideas, but the world to accept this idea, it will take some time, because unless few more result comes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you said is true, sir. I hope all the questions are clarified by the sir. Very efficient and very logistic way. Thank you, sir. Now our Kanakaraju sir is going to give in regarding the talk. Sir?
Hello? Yes?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir? Sheena?
Hello, sir.
Sir.
Sir, good evening, sir. Very
Good
nice
evening.
presentation, sir. We are very happy, sir. Your presence in the Zoom meeting. All participants also very get the very useful knowledge.
Oh, we don't
Very
know if even some of them feel happy. It's good. That is my success.
No, especially my team, all team, That is Korangi College of Pharmacy staff, students, and management is very happy today, sir, because it is a very golden day. Because Bhavani Madam got the EC member in JNTK orders.
Yes,
And
yes,
the
yes, yes.
same day, you are the master of the Bhavani Madam come to this Zoom meeting is very happy. We are,
Yes.
I
I'm
think
privileged
it is a
to
memorable day in the life of
being his
Bhavani
teacher.
Madam. In your presence, she, so very happy, sir. We are very happy for your presence, sir. We welcome to you to our Korangi College premises in by personally, sir. After the lockdown, we will invite you.
We'll see. Definitely, I will love to be there. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah, Funny sir is there? Yeah, Ramya?
Madam, there is a small announcement, madam.
Yeah. Just you unmute the Funny. Funny also want to tell
Okay.
something.
Okay, okay, madam. Okay, ma'am.
Funny sir. Little announcement for everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, good,
Hello?
good. Yeah.
Yes, sir, we can.
Hear?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Sir.
Yeah, you are audible.
Mohanta sir, a very good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
It's a very beautiful presentation, sir. But I have a doubt, sir.
Sure, please.
I had from some other sources, not from the official sources, from unofficial sources. I know that whatever the strain of COVID present in China is not there in India, as well as in US, as well as in Europe. So if any vaccine comes, it may be a fixed combination, sir.
See, when the vaccine comes up, whoever is inventing or discovering vaccine, they always want it should be have good market. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay,
So
sir.
if it is only useful in China, market is limited. So when the vaccine comes, definitely they will make it so that it will be useful in all these strains. Maybe the initial trial is only with one strain.
Okay.
Initial trial is going with one strain, but once this is they know it is a success, they will use the other strain because they want see, everybody wants their product to be useful. They should have a big market.
Okay,
they are investing
okay,
so much, so definitely there will be combination of the different strains if it is.
Why? Because S protein got mutated in India. So many literatures are telling that in a structure of COVID, S protein got mutated.
True.
Actually, S protein is the receptor binding protein, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I am also belongs to this educational society, sir. I am from Adarsa College of Pharmacy. I am principal of Adarsa College of Pharmacy. So I am very fortunate to have such a webinar with our institution, sir. And I'm very happy to share my feeling with all. And I have a small announcement too, sir. If you allow me, I will announce it, sir.
Please do. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good evening, all of you. We have another webinar on 26th on drug discovery. If any person is interested towards the same, you can participate. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can contact either me or Bhavani madam, whoever it may be. We both are belongs to the Adarsa Educational Society. Okay. Thank you, Bhavani garu, for providing me such a great opportunity to share with Mohanta sir, as well as I express my thanks to our beloved chairman, Sri Kanakaraj garu, as well as our secretary Nagamani madam, and all. If I miss any names, it is not willful. Hope you understand. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity, madam. Thank you.
Uh, now, just I want to tell to all the participants regarding the feedback forms. Okay, the thing is the feedback forms are available in your Zoom chat link, otherwise in the YouTube chat link, and Google Classroom also the link is provided. The link is active only for one day, that is 24 hours. You have to fill the form, and when you submit, you will get your certificate, e-certificate. Okay, please go through the YouTube chat. There you can find the link. Otherwise, through this Zoom, and the persons who are joined in the classroom, there also the link is provided over there, and you have to submit. Without the persons, the participants only has to send the feedback. Those who are not registered cannot get the certificate. Okay, the registered persons only have to submit the feedback. Thank you. And here on 26th May, there is a very marvelous webinar on drug discovery and development, an overview and opportunities for the 21st century, which is very helpful for the whole of our pharmacists. And the well-known speaker is going to deliver the lecture, Kumar sir. So I request everybody to attend that webinar, as we are providing that one through advertising or through the WhatsApp and everything. Please go through that and please try to join that webinar. Thank you. Ramya?
Yes, ma'am. Shall we sum up, ma'am?
Yeah. We can. Sir?
Sir?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. It is very nice hearing from you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Kanakraju, sir? Thank you.
Okay.
Ramya, you asked sir also.
Kanakraju, sir?
Okay.
Okay, sir. Ma'am, I think.
Yeah, we can sum up.
Okay. Thank you all the participants for your presence for all the 3 days webinar session. Thank you so much. Hope we will meet you soon.
Thank you.